In this video, we'll be seeing what $100 can get you in Saudi Arabia's seaside city of Jeddah. This is the country's second biggest city, and the biggest city along the Red Sea. Since Saudi Arabia first opened its doors to tourism about 6 years ago, there's been a massive increase in visitors. But upon arriving in Jeddah, exhausted from weeks of non-stop travel, the first thing I needed was a nice place to sleep. Y'all, this is really an exceptional situation, because I almost never stay in Accor hotels, but I'm here in Jeddah. This is my first hour in Saudi Arabia, by the way, and I needed a place to stay. The best deal by far was the Ibis, but this is not the Ibis. The Ibis is next door. See, when I showed up here, the guy was like, "You've got silver status, so I'm upgrading you, but I'm not upgrading you to a nicer room in the same Ibis hotel, budget hotel that you booked in. I'm upgrading you to a studio apartment in the nicer hotel, the Adagio, next door." And since both my wife and I were staying in the room, the per person price turned out to be just over $28. Anyway, there's a kitchen here. You can actually cook here. There's a washing machine. I mean, imagine you booked the cheapest budget hotel room, didn't plan to have any of these great facilities like a washing machine. Did I mention there's a washing machine? And I haven't had a washing machine easily accessible for like a month while traveling now. But let's take a little bit more of a look around. There's some pretty cool features here. There's one bathroom here, but that's not it for bathrooms. There's no shower in that one. That's the second bathroom. This is the nice living room area. And over here, this is the rather sizely bedroom that's supposed to have a really nice view. In fact, I can see there's some kind of view, but I think in the daytime it's going to be better. And next to the bedroom, there is the bathroom with a walk-in shower. Well, it's not really walk-in, it's walk-up, I guess. But it's pretty nice. And I mean, I was staying at an Ibis last night in Kuwait. This is so much better. But I'm just unbelievably tired right now, and I can't wait to get rested up. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this country is like. Well, I can't say the obnoxiously loud sound of power tools drilling was what I'd hoped to be my alarm clock. But after all that travel, I was really in need of a shave and a haircut. So I found a nearby men's care place to get the job done. Now, I wasn't 100% clear on how things would go getting a haircut and a shave in Saudi Arabia. So I asked what they recommended to do, and they said I should get the whole package. Now keep in mind, I had just been traveling in Pakistan, and I kind of had Pakistan prices in mind. I was hoping to find a haircut and a shave for like $10 or something. But as it turned out, the package cost nearly $40 US. You do get some free coffee as well. And they give you this cute little water bottle. I've never seen a water bottle like that, but it's a really nice haircut. And this beard, this is a 2-month beard, but it's about to go bye-bye. Now yes, I did end up spending roughly 4 times more than I'd planned to, but it really wasn't just a haircut and a shave. No, this was full-on masculine pampering to a degree that I'd never experienced before. The process ended up taking well over an hour, and by the time my entire head area was not just clean, but quite a bit better looking than before, I was ready for just about anything that Saudi Arabia had to throw at me. Saudi haircuts are next level. But one of the biggest problems over here in Saudi Arabia is something that has to do with all these streets. If you're walking, there are kind of sidewalks most places, pedestrian friendly sort of. The problem really is when you want to cross this giant thing. There is just no way that with this kind of traffic on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 lane street, it's a good idea to just run across. Not to mention on the other side you have another like 6 lanes or something. So just how can this huge problem be solved? How will I get across the street over here in Jeddah? Well, the only way seems to be up. Depending on the street, it's pretty much always different how you can cross. There are a few street lights here and there. And by the way, that huge street is not even a highway. It's just a street. The highway, I think, would probably be a whole different story. But to cross this particular street in Saudi Arabia, all you've got to do is walk across this walkway. Just crossing the street over here is basically like a sport. I wonder if they have like a club for street crosses or something. But now that I've crossed the street, I'm almost to the beach, to the Red Sea. The beach is actually just over down that way, but it feels a world away from all of this. And while walking past this Lebanese restaurant, it looks like I've passed an important conversation. And there's a massive seashell. There's some kind of thing here about Vision 2030. You gotta wonder what they plan to have here in 2030, but it does look like they're putting up a ton of stuff. And right behind that, what looks like it might end up being a pretty significantly tall skyscraper is supposed to be where the beach is. But first, Dunkin' Donuts. How much is a coffee and a donut? Thank you. If you give it any real thought, it is quite strange how these American donut chains have just made it to every corner of the earth. Not to mention every other American chain. I'm not going to give it that much thought though, because the coffee tastes exactly like in New Jersey. But in New Jersey, I don't think they have pistachio kunafa donuts. Oh my God. This is the big thing in Dubai these days. Let's try the donut. Oh, I actually really like the taste. I have to say, it's too sweet. Of course it's too sweet, but it's green. Probably got green number 7, number 6, number 14. Let's see. Also number 72, 73, and maybe a pistachio. Oh no, it's one of those beaches where they let cars drive. You can see there's just like hundreds of cars parked. It's kind of strange, like the whole landscape here has changed. You can see sand near the road there, but where I'm walking, it's like so many cars have driven here and so much oil has fallen out of those cars that it's now a different kind of, some kind of like harder material, no longer sand. But there's also an ice cream truck here. You know, I think I had this place all wrong. It's not a swimming beach, it's a picnic beach. Definitely not a swimming beach. I think that's enough beach for me though. I'm gonna go check out the so-called Old Town over here in Jeddah. And when it comes to getting around here, public transport isn't much of an option, but luckily Careem, Uber, and all those kind of apps are very, very cheap. So my Careem should be here in just a second. Okay, Abdullah, how are you? All throughout my travels in Saudi Arabia, I used various rideshare apps and basically always had a pretty good experience. But in other countries, I've often had interesting conversations with taxi drivers, rideshare drivers, and all kinds of drivers really. Now, of course, there's the fact that I speak almost zero Arabic. But after taking dozens of rides while in Saudi Arabia, there was only one occasion when I had any real conversation with a driver. And on top of that, that driver did not speak any English at all. Other times, at one point or another in the ride, it became clear that the driver was quite fluent in English. And even then, there never seemed to be really any room for small talk. So my best guess is that in Saudi Arabia, it's just like a cultural standard not to talk too much with the driver. But really, on so many different occasions traveling outside of Saudi Arabia, I was just so happy that I did decide to talk to the driver. I mean, just last spring, I was in the Turkish city of Urfa and I decided to have a chat with the driver, which ended up leading me to the best restaurant in the city. And Jeddah's Old Town in Arabic is known as Balad, which I believe literally translates to the town. Just walk. Okay. Thank you. Finally, it's starting to look like an old town over here. You've got multiple souk areas here. By the way, souk means market in Arabic. And there's a lot of historic buildings. I'm gonna check this one out. And as you can see over here in this part of Jeddah, there are many of these older houses. This one, the Nassif House Museum, is set up to visit. And it's even free to visit. And in addition to just being a nice old preserved house, there's also a small museum throughout that gives you some information about the Old Town. Overall, the Old Town, or Al Balad, is just a really nice place to walk around for a few hours. And as I was just going around, checking things out, the call to prayer started up at one of the local mosques. But the entire Old Town is just scattered with hundreds, many hundreds probably, of businesses. And of course, there are the multiple souks too, and you can't really help but walk through them at some point. I'm honestly not sure how popular these kind of traditional souks are in Saudi Arabia these days. I have to ask someone, but it seems like they might be a little bit more like a novelty, with shopping malls and massive stores being where most people end up going to buy things. And the reason that you can't visit some of the traditional houses is just because somebody lives there or they're being used for some kind of private purpose. But a lot of the other ones are actually kind of fallen into disrepair. It's my understanding that for a while, this old town wasn't really like top priority for the people in charge. But now, Maybe it is. But it's now dark, and I'm now hungry. And right next to the Old Town is Sarmad Restaurant, a restaurant specializing in local specialties. How are you? So up is the restaurant here. Okay. Left. Left to the lift? Left to lift. Ah. Shukran. And this restaurant seems to be like a whole kind of operation with all different kinds of rooms for, I suppose, butchering meat, preparing vegetables, all of that kind of stuff. It just seems like surgically clean. And they insisted that I take the elevator up. Let's see. Shoes off. Comfort time. At this place, you've got to scan the QR code, but I don't think they have Wi-Fi. So luckily, I've got my eSIM set up, and it's actually working. I've been using Global Yo eSIMs quite a lot on my past few trips. But they're like working about 80% of the time. In Pakistan, it really wasn't working very well. And a while back in Uzbekistan, it just didn't work at all. Luckily, it's working in Saudi Arabia, and I've got the menu up. And it looks like this restaurant has a lot of cool stuff, including like fresh juices and like the mandi style rice with slow cooked meat. So special from here is like this. Oh, English. Okay. Different. Thank you. The sarmad here, right? Sarmad. Okay, one sarmad. One person? One person. Okay. Spicy? Zorbian. Chicken. Okay. Yeah, one. So compared to every single other place that I've eaten at in Saudi Arabia, this place is just much, much cheaper. And you get a lot more food, to be honest. I got this rice dish right here, and then this is a spicy rice dish. This one's kind of what the restaurant, I guess, is known for. But maybe they're more known for doing it with meat. But if you want to do it with meat, you got to get like a really huge portion that's more than me and my wife probably be able to eat. Other than that, there's some grape leaves, some fattoush, and some sauce. So these stuffed grape leaves are very, very popular in Saudi Arabia. They've got them at like every store, but I haven't tried them yet. Very salty though. I'm kind of missing that vinegar taste that you get in like the Greek ones. And fattoush is a salad I think you just find all over the Arabic world. It's pretty simple. It's like lettuce, cucumber, tomato, dried pita bread. And this one comes with like a pomegranate sauce. Basic. It's like the same thing you get in the grocery store, just in a restaurant. Wow. And they only serve you with spoons here. But I think that could actually work because the chicken is so soft. But that was the mild rice dish. This is the spicier rice dish. Or that's what I got when I asked for spicy rice. There's more spices in it. I'm not sure if it's actually like spicier per se. Yeah, the spice mix they use tastes a bit more like something you'd find a little bit further east. And they have 4 different sauces you can choose from. So there's like the basic tahini, the basic yogurt sauce, but there's this pink yogurt sauce that seemed maybe a little more interesting just because I'd never tried it. I think there's just like mashed up tomato in it that makes it this color. Let's try it. A little bit sour, just from the yogurt. But it basically tastes like Mexican salsa. And there's another sauce that they just always serve with this kind of stuff, especially when you get like mandi. And it's also just like a Mexican salsa, to be honest. Let's give it a try though, what theirs tastes like here. Well, I should say Mexican salsa without really the spicy part. Basically tomato, coriander, I think a little bit of lemon in there. And that's pretty much it. And onion. But I think the real good thing about this restaurant is just their slow cooked meat. Like everything is good here that I got. The rice is nice, the potatoes in the rice are nice, all that stuff. But the chicken is just like, just take a look at like that consistency. And the flavor as a result is amazing. And I think they just bring you your food as it's ready here. So now I've got some avocado juice. This one looks like a really natural one too, just like milk, dates, maybe some honey, and avocado. Okay, there's sugar in there too, but it's really good. This drink needs to be everywhere. Like, Everywhere has avocados now, right? There's probably too many avocados being exported to countries that don't grow them. But not everywhere has this avocado juice. This is just delicious. You could even make like a vegan version and just take out the milk, put in almond milk or something. It's one of my favorite drinks on earth. I nearly forgot to mention the price too. It was like 90 or exactly 90 Riyals, which is a little bit over $20 for like all of this food. 2 rice plates, 2 salad plates, a sauce, 2 avocado juices. That's a really good deal for Saudi Arabia. In fact, this is pretty much the cheapest meal I've had here. And that's not to mention that we've got this whole private room. Pretty cool experience. Well, I've managed to spend approximately $85, which means I have just a little bit under 15 bucks left to spend over here in this Red Sea city of Jeddah. But what better place to spend $15 than over at one of the larger malls here in Jeddah, the Red Sea Mall. There are literally thousands of different options of how to spend my money here. But I've heard that Baik is one of the best restaurants from Saudi Arabia. Some even say it's the best. It's basically a fast food restaurant that has fried chicken. What's the most popular chicken?
Here only chicken nuggets.
Only chicken nugget. Fried chicken, no.
We don't have
Oh, it's out. Okay. Shawarma?
spicy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But today they're out of fried chicken, so I've got some shawarma, and it cost me just a little bit over $1. And my order number is 185, meaning my order is ready. Or at least it will be ready soon. There seems to be a little bit of a line here. What's your number?
187.
Okay. You're on the screen too. Nice. It's a shame they don't have fried chicken today.
They have.
Like everyone comes here to eat fried chicken, right?
Fried chicken nuggets.
Nuggets.
They have falafel.
Falafel's good. Shrimp.
They have shrimp.
Is that good? This is my first time to try out Baik.
Well, anything that you would try from Baik is good.
Oh yeah? Everything's good. Is that good? Well,
That's a trademark, you know?
it's a trademark. It's famous.
It is.
Better than McDonald's. Better than Burger King. Wow. You only get it in Saudi Arabia, in Bahrain,
Emirates.
Emirates. Okay.
And Egypt now.
Egypt now. Okay.
2 prices in Egypt. Yeah. Where are you from?
The United States, originally. Yeah.
Original.
Yeah. I live in Germany,
Where in the US?
Atlanta.
I've lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I lived in Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I've been to New York, of course, Orlando, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego.
Why were you living in Lexington, Kentucky?
College.
Okay. Nice. What's better, Philly or Lexington?
Of course, Philly. Philly is home, you know. I lived there for 7 years.
Oh, wow, okay, nice. I like that city a lot. I have family living there. Yeah. New York, Philadelphia, Miami. Washington, D.C. is where I was raised, right around there. All the East Coast.
Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yeah, that's where I was born. But I moved away from there when I was like 6.
You went to Germany.
No, I moved to Germany when I was an adult. Yeah. I lived until I was like 20 something in the U.S. Finished college there, so. All right, thanks. One thing that's funny over here is that there's cheesesteaks everywhere.
But it's not like genus, you know?
Nah, it's not the same.
Genus is different thing.
Yeah.
Genus deals with fats. That's a different scenario, you know?
Right.
That's the original Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah. Cheese whiz or provolone?
For me, I take cheese with it.
Oh, for real? I like the other one. All right, man. What's your name? Sorry.
My name is Abdul.
David.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome to Saudi Arabia, my friend.
Shukran.
And that's the best restaurant to try. Yes.
Baik. All right. Well, I've got to say, I didn't look at like the price of anything, and I just saw that they had shawarma there, and I knew I wanted shawarma since they didn't have fried chicken. It's a small shawarma. Well, let's give it a try. Pickles are good. So just over $1, but not the biggest. Relatively tasty. A little bit too salty though, I have to say. Like, I couldn't eat this every day. Well, I'm not gonna say that shawarma wrap was bad per se, but it wasn't really that great either. So I don't know. I'll just have to go back another day and give their fried chicken a try, I guess. But since we are in a food court over here in the mall, let's see what else there is to eat around here. And there are really so many food options over here. But I've just remembered they have really nice juice in Saudi Arabia, so maybe I'll drink some more. What's your most popular juice?
This is summer plus.
This mango
Mango, avocado, pomegranate with ice cream with strawberry.
ice cream. Okay. Maybe without ice cream something. Can you do avocado mango? Okay, one avocado mango, same size, please. And avocado juice is great, but I decided to take an avocado and mango juice. And that's 16 Riyals. And that breaks down to a little bit over $4 US. For a 16-ounce juice, it's not terrible. It's cheaper than in a lot of countries, but it's not dirt cheap for sure. And I don't think this is the most popular juice, mango with avocado. It's kind of a weird flavor. I just wanted to try it once. I like it okay, but the color's not that pretty. And as I said earlier, this place is a shopping mall. You might be wondering, why is this guy even showing me a shopping mall? But sometimes in Saudi Arabia, things can have a little bit more meaning than what you might first think. And right now I'm just standing in front of a cinema because just a little bit more than 5 years ago, this would have been illegal. No cinemas were allowed in this country until about 2018. And I mean, even just about 5 years ago, I wouldn't have even been able to come to this country as a visitor like I am right now in this video. So, things are changing here in Saudi Arabia. But although it's really cool that they have movie theaters here now, I'm actually not that interested in seeing any of the movies that they have on offer right now, and I don't think a little bit more than $9 will get me a ticket anyway. And I've still got a little bit more of Jeddah to show you outside of this mall, but real quick, I need some caffeine. And that is a lot of caffeine for just 16 Riyals. A little bit more than $4. Again, same price as the juice earlier. So, how's Starbucks in Saudi Arabia? Pike Place. It tastes over roasted everywhere in the world. Starbucks is the most mediocre thing that's done so well. I just don't know why they have this everywhere in the world, but they have relatively affordable coffee, especially when you compare to a lot of the other places here in the mall. So here I am, back at the American Embassy. And Starbucks may have ruined coffee for the world a little bit, but at least I got my caffeine fix today, and now I'm ready to go out and show you a little bit more of this Red Sea city. Now I've made it out back into the streets over here in Jeddah, in a different part of the city, one much further to the north than the one I looked at earlier in this video. Right over here is the City Walk, which to my understanding is some kind of leisure place that people like to go that opens up later in the day. But right now it looks kind of spooky, to be honest. It looks kind of like nothing is happening and there's some ghosts in there or something. Well, probably not ghosts, probably just nothing at all. And over this way is the Jeddah promenade, which I've been told is a good place to walk, at least near the coast. I don't think there's going to be like a swimming style beach or anything, but the sea air is already reaching me here a few blocks away from the coast. I just want to get those sea views to go with it too. And all the while, there are a lot of random kind of skyscrapers around, and they're just building a lot of stuff in this country at the moment. You can see BAM, luxury apartment building or hotel, another one over there. And here they've installed a speed bump, which makes it a lot easier to cross the street. That in combination with there being a crosswalk here. And according to Google Maps, right here is the Jeddah promenade. I have the feeling that you've got to walk over this little pedestrian bridge thing here though to get to it. Let's give it a try. If nothing else, I do really like the design they've got on this walkway. And I can see the sea finally, but just through the walkway for now. And it looks like the way they've got it set up over here is it's just like a promenade, just like the name says. There are like businesses and stuff and a very small kind of beach area in front of them, or maybe not a beach area. We'll have to go down and see. Looks like my wife has beat me to it though. And the sea air here, I mean, there was sort of sea air everywhere else I've been in Jeddah, but now it's just really nice. We've got that saltiness, I guess. I like it here. And down here now I can see there is a little bit of a beach area, though it's not probably the beach area that I would go down to swim in. I might go walk on it if I could actually figure out how to get down there, but it looks like, I don't know, doesn't look very possible actually. And it's funny, right now it's 29 degrees out about. It's a little cloudy, it's pretty windy. But for locals, this is winter. Everybody's wearing jackets and well covered up. And as you make your way down the walkway, you eventually get over to this pretty Al Rama Mosque, which is just across the way from where the boats seem to be coming in and out. The mosque doesn't seem to be open to visitors at the moment, but the view alone is worth walking over here. And of course, since this whole walking area is facing west, you've got nice views for the sunset. So it's a great place to come for that. But after my first, well, rather disappointing experience at that little Al Baik in the mall, I was just so intrigued because like literally hundreds of people have told me to come eat at this restaurant. So now I'm back here. I've only got like $4 left to spend. I think I'm gonna spend a little bit more than $4 though. What's the best, most popular Al Baik food?
Chicken roasted because the beginning of roasted.
Roasted chicken. Okay, is 4 or 8?
4, half chicken. If you want to share, you can take 8 pieces full chicken.
Ah, okay. Maybe 4?
Maybe 4.
Okay, 4
Regular spicy.
spicy. Yes, please. How about the what do you want?
Shrimp.
Shrimp.
Shrimp very nice.
Okay.
Regular spicy. We have also appetizer, coleslaw salad, hummus,
Hummus.
You want to drink?
What drinks do you have?
Sodas, Pepsi, Pepsi Diet, Mirinda citrus, famous in Saudi Arabia.
Ah, you have juice also, eh?
Yeah, juice, mango, orange, apple.
Mango, please. 1 mango juice?
Maybe 2 mango.
2 mango juice. Okay.
That's it?
That's it. Shukran. And here I just found a nice little booth in the back, and it says since 1974, because the first Al Baik restaurant ever to open actually did open over here in Jeddah in 1974. And as I was clueless about before I came to Saudi Arabia, Al Baik specializes in not exactly fried chicken, but rather roasted chicken, which is sort of like super fried chicken. Mango. Okay, shukran. And I got my food in 4 plastic bags. For the price, it's a lot of food, but let's see if this roasted chicken is at least to my liking. Lemon. It's not quite Popeyes, but it's pretty darn good. And they've got nice looking hummus too. But I've noticed 2 weird things over at this restaurant. First off, they don't give you any napkins. They just give you that lemon smelling thing, which is nice. But it's kind of better for like before you eat something, or like after you're completely done. In between, it would be nice to have dry napkins. And the second one is that they give you hamburger buns without hamburger in them. Like, they give you this with almost everything you order here, but like, what do you do with it? In fact, I just had so many buns that I didn't know what to do with them. But then I thought about it a little bit, and I remembered there are just a ton of cats around in Jeddah. So I headed outside to find a hopefully hungry cat. But as it turned out, when I offered my bun to this friendly feline, they didn't even want it. So this time I went a little bit more all out, since they had their not fried but roasted chicken, and that cost 17 SAR. Then I got some shrimp, 10 pieces of shrimp, that cost 22 SAR. Some hummus, 4 SAR, and 2 small mango juices, 4 SAR in total, or 2 each. So the total is 47, but if you divide that by 2, that is 23.5 SAR, which is just a little bit over $5. So in the end, over here in Jeddah, for just over $100, I was able to get a pretty solid hotel stay, a possibly overpriced but very luxurious haircut and shave, a kunafa pistachio donut and a coffee, a quick ride using the Kareem app over to the Old Town, a seriously tasty meal over at a local restaurant, and basically a snack at Al Baik, some avocado juice, a burnt tasting coffee from the US Embassy, and finally some of that legendary Al Baik chicken. So in the end, I guess I could say I got quite a lot for right around $100 here in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. But of course what I really got were dozens of positive experiences with kind people in a fast-growing city in a country that's changing even faster. I would point out that when thinking about visiting Saudi Arabia, there is a pretty massive visa fee for almost every nationality, It's right around 80 bucks, plus there is a mandatory charge for health insurance, which costs something like 25 US dollars. So that's a little bit over another $100 just to enter the country. But I'd say I did get a little bit more than I expected to be able to get for $100. Plus on top of that, I mean, I did make a good point of including a lot of budget options in this video, but you can really end up spending quite a lot of money here. There are tons of luxury hotels in this city and all around the country that are charging well over $1,000 a night. Plus, having a nicer dining experience here isn't always going to cost you $10 or $20. You can easily spend over $100 for a meal. But the rapid changes taking place in the country definitely are making Jeddah an easier place to visit with more options in all price ranges. In fact, just as I'm visiting, the first few metro lines in the city are being finished up, and as you've seen, new businesses and buildings are popping up all over the place. I really don't get the impression that Saudi is currently looking to capture like budget backpacker style travelers. But then again, just around 6 years ago, I wouldn't have even been able to visit here like this. So I, for one, am really looking forward to see what $100 will get me on my next visit here. And by the way, the Saudi Arabian capital city of Riyadh just opened up its own metro. It's actually the longest driverless metro in the entire world, and I made another video about it for you. But as for this video, that's about what you can get here with $100. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for many more travel videos. I'll catch you on the next video, and thank you so much for tuning into this one.